Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K channel. Today we're doing a album review by Edenfall, and it's To Gaze Longer at the Earth. I think, is that correct? Yay!
Yes.
Sorry, it just went out of my head there for a moment. Now, just a quick one. I haven't listened to the album as it's not a genre or style of music that I'm really into, so it wouldn't be fair on the band for me to give my critique on it. But Andy and Kirk have both had a chance to listen to it, so I'm going to throw it over to you guys to give your thoughts on it. Andy?
I thought Kurt was going to do a bit of a background as he usually does, but
He can do that when he gets to it.
Okay, I'll crack on. Yeah, I was looking forward to this. We, again, very fortunate to get an advance copies from the band. And like probably the 4 or 5 Doom albums that we've reviewed this year, you certainly get your money's worth. There's probably an hour's worth of material here. The songs are 6 or 7 minutes in length. The closing one's sort of 15 minutes with a couple of sort of shorter intros and interlude type things. But yeah, big fan of this band. I think it's one of the first A.D.K projects we've done as a group when they played at Club 85 last year. Who were they with? Can you remember? They were the headliners. Doesn't matter.
No, I can't remember what it was.
Even Kirk's lost me in
and Jackal's Backbone were on the bill.
Say again, mate.
Burdensome and Jackal's Backbone were on the bill.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it was one of the first things we've done together as a group, wasn't it? But
yeah,
really, really enjoyed this. I mean, the production value is a step up from their previous releases. This is a band who have honed their craft. They've got a great stage look. They've got 3 music videos already for this album. I've seen like a little video of where they're sort of looking at the actual, hard copy CDs they produce as a special edition, which I think is like in a black velvet cover. It looks really, really good. So they obviously spend some time and money on promoting and making this band as good as it can be. As I said, there's lots going on. They describe themselves, I think I noted down as horror folk metal. Now, I don't get much folk out of this, to be honest. It's not a genre I would listen to, and I don't really know which bands fall into it. But I don't get much sort of folk metal, folk music from the songs on this album. There's more elements of sort of symphonic black metal, obviously doom, and I think very often they draw upon the area of sort of early Cradle of Filth, from sort of late 90s, early 2000s, with sort of vocal style, the drum, the blast beat drums, which happen occasionally. Both vocalists are excellent. Rob George, the guitarist, has got like a rasping sort of growl, but then he goes into a deeper, more menacing vowel at times. Claire, the other vocalist, a lot of her passages are sort of middle of her range. Kirk, you'll probably say which sort of vocal range she has, which of those levels it is. But when Claire hits the very highest notes in her range, she absolutely nails them. Doesn't sound like she's straining or struggling to get there. She's doing it with ease, and it sounds absolutely magnificent. What else have I noted down? Yeah, very reminiscent of some of my favourite bands from the sort of gothic doom, Beauty and the Beast genre that was sort of popular in the, again, late 1990s to early 2000s. European bands like Tristania, Silentium, Sins of Thy Beloved, groups like that. And my sort of closing remark on this, like the album we reviewed earlier in the year from another UK doom band called Brief Symposium, that they've employed the services of Aaron Stainthorpe to do a spoken word piece on that final track. Unmistakably him. It's an emotional piece, and sort of straight after his passage is a very My Dying Bride-esque riff, which is great as well. So there's lots of elements to this album, lots of sort of influences from different bands and genres, but it's not plagiarism, it's not a criticism at all. They bring all those elements together and have made a really, really stunning album, in my opinion.
Okay. What do you reckon, Kirk?
Yeah, I'll give the context then. It probably would have been better for me to do this at the beginning. So they're an English quintet, currently based in Gloucester, the Cheltenham area, although they're from all over the country. You've got people who are from Yorkshire, Oxfordshire, etc. And the drummer is Brazilian, and he's in that band shit, what they call the Lancashire band, Damnation's Hammer. They're well rated. They're one of Aaron Stainthorpe's favourite bands. So this album, 1 hour and 6 minutes, 9 tracks. The last song is 15 minutes in length. As Andy pointed out, it reminds me of the way that Grief Symposium structured their album this year, and they also had Aaron Stainthorpe do this marvelous spoken word passage to really keep you engaged. Let's quickly go through the music then. I will try to be as brief as possible. I would class this as extreme metal meets gothic metal. A lot of symphonic flourishes. The melody is effulgent. For example, there's a song on here, track number 3, that starts with these sugar-coated piano sprinkles, and it really demonstrates Claire Webster's mezzo-soprano range. She has a beautiful voice, but it's haunting, it's sorrowful. Even on track number 1, she's projecting these multi-textured harmonies. It's like she's created her own choir in the studio. It's absolutely remarkable. Now, musically, from a point of view, when it comes to the rhythm section, this is a fucking heavy album. This is extreme metal. When these go for it, this band, they leave nothing back. Andy's right. Clear Cradle of Filth influence. Nothing in this album plagiarizes other artists. You can pick up on the My Dying Bride influence from the Dreadful Hours era, certainly in the use of keyboards and doom metal riffs, but there's not one song on here that just dwells in a doom metal tempo. The drummer is sensational in this band. You want to hear, Dave, how sharp, how crisp the kick drums are, the snare. Right. Every instrument other than the drums is just drowned in reverb. Now that might put you off, Dave. It doesn't to me. This is a goth metal record. You expect that. Standout track, number 2, Penumbra. Yep, as I said there, Cradle of Filth influence. Good black metal menace to it. The 2 singles they've done from this album arrive at track 5 and 6. Number 5 is called Oaken. Excellent song. It reminds me of that French gothic doom band Lethean Dreams, mainly because of the voice, but also the acoustic textures that are underpinning that Beauty and the Beast type vocal approach. The death metal vocals, the harsh male vocals are really strong. If anything, probably a bit exaggerated here, and you want that. They're bloodthirsty. The Wild Hunt, excellent song. That's another video single. The Peaceful 3 of Paradise Lost, My Dying Bride and Anathema will be proud of this song. Watch the video if you want to understand it. Very dark, sinister, menacing, and obviously there's some angelic beauty in there. My only criticism of this band, they don't write any choruses, and I think that's deliberate. With music like this, Dave, you would want something to hook you in. And what's the most orthodox thing you can do in music if you want some repetition? Write a chorus. They stay away from that. I am going to guess that that's intentional. Right. But when most songs are 7 minutes long, you do find yourself waiting or wanting something to come back to anchor you in. What I will say though, the musicianship is so strong. There are so many different swerves and unpredictable movements in this music. One moment it'll be doom metal, the next moment it'll be symphonic metal, the next moment it'll be full-on black metal. There is so much going on. I love it. 1 hour and 6 minutes. I think only the last song lets them down, despite Aaron Stainthorpe being on it. I just did not have the stamina or the patience for 15 minutes at the end. Do not put a 15-minute song at the end of an album and make it 1 hour and 6 minutes. Save it for an EP. However, I understand why they've done it. This is the first album in 9 years. They've had a lot of material and they want to put it all on one record. If anyone deserves the right to do that, it is Edenfall.
Okay, well, we need to give this our score from the channel, so I'll give you the options, but it's definitely not going to be probably the first 2. So the first one is a bin it, is it a trade it, is it a stream it, or is it a buy it? So of course we throw over to Andy first. What's the scores?
Before I do that, I just want to pick up on Kirk's point about the drums. You know, I don't know how a drummer works, but you know they come through so clean and crisp. You know, it's an element I don't usually pick up on when I listen to music, but it's a feature of this album, and it comes across really, really well along, you know, instrumentation as well. And the third track you referred to, Kirk, what a title, Altar of Grief. I mean, there's a black and doom band called that, but what, you know, that's the song you want to listen to. It's called Altar of Grief. You know, it's before you even hear it, you know it's going to be a good one, and I think that's probably one of my favourites on the album. Ratings, I would certainly go and buy it, but I've got a ex gratis copy on the way in the post. Thanks to Claire. So, but even if I didn't get that, I'd be certainly looking out to buy this. It's excellent.
Okay, so we've got to buy it from you.
Absolutely.
Kirk, how did you feel on that one? Stream it, buy it?
I've listened to it twice, and I don't know if it's an album that will get better, but it's been an enthralling experience on both occasions. So just before I give my verdict, let me just give one more thing for anyone who's considering it. If you like Wilderun, My Dying Bride, A Killer, the band from Cambridge, if you like Dead Can Dance, the great darkwave band from the 80s, Paradise Lost, you're going to love this record. I am going to buy this album. 1 hour and 6 minutes. I would love to be listening to this while I've got it in the background while I'm writing, when I'm doing a walk in the countryside. There's so much to unpack. I can't recommend this highly enough.
So it's interesting because I was wondering where you were going to go with this, because I thought, am I going to have to be a tiebreaker on this? Because I thought if you'd gone stream it, what would I have said? And actually, I was, after basically hearing what you both have said about it, I'd have had to say it would have been a buy it. I'd have had to give it a recommendation because you both, the stream it bit is usually about 50% of the album is worth listening to, and you've all kind of said pretty much all of the album's worth listening to. So I would have given it a buy it, even if it's not for me, but it would have been my tiebreaker decision. So there we go. Edenfall gets a buy it from the A.D.K channel. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.